name is Nicholas Nickelby. My father was a great man until he died and left our family with not one penny to our name. I had to turn to my cruel Uncle Ralph, whose only intention was to separate my family and exploit us. In this program, I will explain to you my boring life.
Nicholas? Nicholas?
Huh? Oh.
What was it like for you when your father died?
Well, it was a very difficult time. We had no money to our name, and we were forced to go to my Uncle Ralph as our only option.
How were you able to make ends meet with the death of your father? You had no money to your name.
Alright, my uncle offered me a job as a tutor at Do the Boys Hall in Yorkshire, and he gave my sister a job as a seamstress. We were a very unfortunate family due to our father's death.
How did your uncle treat you?
He was a very cruel man. I did not like him at all, so...
Okay.
Kate, how were you treated at your uncle's dinner party? What horrible people. Your uncle does not seem to care about you very much.
Nicholas! Nicholas!
Oh, man. Oh, I'm doing really good.
Nicholas, how would you say the living conditions were for the boys at the Do the Boys Academy in Yorkshire?
The boys at Do the Boys Academy were treated very cruelly, very bad. They're beaten. They were always humiliated, and it was bad.
Don't you think something should have been done about this? I mean, the parents sent their children to these schools, and the boys were, you said, were they given proper food, or how were they fed?
They were given very little food. They often starved. I'm sure if the parents knew about it, they would not have the kids go to that school, because no parent wants to see the child treated badly like that.
Okay, you could go back to playing Crazy Train. The world is Nicholas. Nicholas? Where in the heck is Nicholas? Nicholas?
Get some bloody privacy!
Oh, God! Did you wash your hands?
I think it's better we don't waste time for this interview.
Nicholas Nickelby, would you mind telling me about the young boy they call Smike?
Yes, Smike was a very good boy. But unfortunately he was constantly beaten by the squeers at the Do the Boys School. I eventually took him with me to reunite with my family in London.
What did you do in your adventures with Smike in the featured film titled Your Name?
Well, we escaped from the school and we went to London. And while there, we were casted in the production of Romeo and Juliet by a couple named Mr. and Mrs. Crummies. We were successful in the performance, and the couple invited us to stay, but I was determined to see my mother and sister.
I heard that Smike was kidnapped by squeers. Could you describe what happened, please?
Yeah, well, he was, and I just set up a plan to get him back. A friend of mine distracted Squeers while I went to rescue Smike in a room. It was not easy, but the poor boy had to be saved. I fell through some flooring and eventually found him, the bag over his head. And then we were able to escape together. But unfortunately, later on, Smike succumbed to an illness and died.
I'm very sorry to hear that, sir. Anything else, Mr. Nickelby?
Well, my Uncle Ralph was later found out to be the father of the poor boy, and he was so upset that he ended up hanging himself.
Okay, thank you for your time, and I think this concludes the interview, Mr. Nickelby.
Good day to you, sir.